Alright, good evening everyone. So this evening we'll be doing some diagnosis of electrical system, and today we'll be doing testing fuse and a relay, testing current flow through the circuit, testing voltage at the load, and testing resistance. Also we'll be doing the testing of voltage drop on the positive and negative side of the circuit, and testing for short to ground and also open circuit. Before we start, we just want to ensure that the vehicle is on a level surface. The vehicle is on a level surface. That we are in our proper safety gears, protective glasses, our overall shirt, pants, and also our hard boot to protect against slippage or shock. Alright, so we're going to test a fuse. In order to test the fuse, we can visually inspect it to see if the contact is broken, as well as we can use our either a test light or a probe, power probe, and test either side of the circuit. And we should be getting either positive or negative from either side of the circuit. So if it is negative, it should be negative on both sides. If you get positive on one side, you should be getting positive on both sides. Another way to check the fuse is by using a fuse puller to remove the fuse and further visually inspect it, ensure that there is no break on the contacts. Another thing that we're going to check is our relay. Alright, so we're about to test a relay, and when testing a relay, normal tests are the section that the terminals for the relay. So these two should be the ones that goes to the load. So one of these should have a positive circuit that when it is closed in the relay, it sends it out to the negative, going to the, for this case this is the headlight bulb. So here we have the two for the coil in the relay. So when these are energized, it closes the loop and sends current to the load. So one of these should give us positive. So this one is a positive, and this is a negative. So we'll be testing the relay, and in this case, these two, the thicker ones on this type of relay, the thicker pins on these type of relay, these ones are the one that goes to the load, and the smaller ones are the one that goes to the energizes the coil in the relay. So how to test the relay? We normally connect the ground and send direct current to it. And when you hear it click, in this case this relay is open up, so we can actually see it clicking. You can actually see it clicking. Alright, so here we have the setup where we are testing the relay, and we are going to send current to the coil, so it energizes the coil and send current. So we are testing for resistance on the load side of the circuit. So we can look at the multimeter. Whenever I send direct current to the relay, we can see that the values change. So there are some form of resistance in the circuit. Alright, so now we are going to check for current flow through the circuit. And so I went ahead and put the vehicle in reverse. and pull out the easiest way to test current flow through the circuit is via the fuse box. So I took out the fuse from the reverse, and I have the vehicle in reverse. The vehicle is not started or anything. I have it in reverse, so I'm going to test the current flow through the circuit. So we'll go ahead and use our multimeter, and we'll put it on voltage, which right now it's 20 voltage, and we'll use our multimeter and test either section of the negative and positive section. As you can see, the voltage going through the circuit right now is 11.87 volts. So that's how you test current going through the circuit. Alright, so we are going to test for voltage at the load right now. So I already have the headlights on, and I went ahead and got 2 pins. Closer. I went ahead and got 2 pins to put. So I went ahead and pierced the wires going to the I-beam. So we are going to use our multimeter and test the voltage. So on either side you put your multimeter pins, and if you look on the multimeter you can see the voltage going to the headlight, the I-beam. So this is how you test for voltage at the load. So now we'll be doing the voltage drop on the headlight high beam circuit. So we're going to test in for voltage drop at the fuse along the circuit right down to the load itself. So when doing, I'm going to be testing for voltage drop at the negative side of the circuit and also at the positive side of the circuit. Here, before turning on the headlight, to find the negative side of the circuit. So I have my terminal, my lead on the negative battery terminal. So in order to find the negative side of the circuit, coming down to the headlight bulb, we would put, if you get 12 volts, that means it's the positive side of the circuit. If you get 0, it's the negative side of the circuit. So we turn on the headlight, and we're now testing at the load for a voltage drop. So we can see if we identify that wire is the positive side. So we're going to test on the negative side. So when testing, the negative side of the circuit, we should not get any more than 250 millivolts of voltage drop. So that is, our reading is 22.22 volts. And so we're going to move over to the positive side now. And moving over to the positive side, we should not get any more than 500 millivolts or 0.2 volts. So that's the positive side looking okay, and on the negative side it's also looking okay. So that is how you do a voltage drop test on either side of the load. Alright, so now we're going to do a resistance check on this light bulb. So you first put it on ohms to check for resistance. So we're going to put our negative and positive leads, and in this case polarity doesn't matter, so we're going to put our negative and positive leads on either end of the terminal for the light bulb, and that is 0.7. If we look inside of this bulb, we can see that the bulb is okay. If the filament is intact. If the filament was broken, then we would have an OLR 0 right there, or 1, meaning that the filament is broken. But because it's intact, then we're good to go.